Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the North American flavor of things as we head into the last day of week number 5 of the Smite Pro League, and we're getting ready to hop into Team Thurst, commonly known as Tag Ratchet, up against the very strong team of
Ratchet.
Cogred.
Ratchet
Thurst.
Thurst. You know, these guys, they're at the very bottom of North America, right? And they've had a very, very tough time, right?
So like Texas and California?
Worse.
Florida?
I would say Madagascar. They're way down there. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that.
Geography. What?
I don't know where Madagascar is.
Not in North America.
I'm not a talking animal.
It's off
Oh,
the
it's
coast
off
of Africa.
Is it really?
That's what production is telling us. Production. They're there when you need geography.
I have no idea. I had no idea where Madagascar was.
Well,
it doesn't matter. The point
doesn't matter.
I'm trying to make is that
Thurst
they're
is
at the
having
very
trouble.
bottom. Anyways, they're having a very, very
Thurst is
difficult
struggling.
time. Yeah, Thurst is not having a good time. And it really comes down to the fact Nantan pieced out. Then Brochacho was like, okay, I'm going to hunt her. And then Nehruman was like, yeah, I'll be your support. And then everything fizzled out, and now they have Astro Squared, who is now going to be playing as the hunter, Brochacho back in his role. But everything here is a very, very dicey for Thurst. Let's go ahead and bring up their stats. I think they have 1 win.
They are 1-11, yes.
The magical number in North America is 13.
Is it?
If Cogred gets to 13 wins, they're locked in. So Thurst right now really can't afford to lose any game from here on out.
Well, I mean, Cogred being taken out here by Thurst would be a big upset in North America, showing everything. So
I think
what it comes down to.
Everyone would be like,
well, I mean, we talked about Dignitas, right? They started this SPL 0-4. They didn't have a single win, and everyone was saying, okay, Dignitas is done. They're now in second place, 8-4. So they basically went on an 8-game win streak since they actually had that. And that's it. I mean, that's the whole point, right? Yeah. I mean, even last week when they were, during the week when they're down and out and they're feeling like 4-5, it's not going to happen. Na makes a play, they go through the ultimate, and of course they take it out the time and they get that victory there. So not to add salt to the wound that you have over there, but definitely a big pick. I mean, I think that really comes down to is that we're seeing a lot of competition in North America. Second, third, and fourth is 8-4, 8-5, 8-6. I mean, they're all just one game apart consecutively. So there's a lot of competition here in North America, very, very close. And I think that, by the way, guys, since we're talking about this, we're leading up into the regional championships. The tickets are on sale currently for the North American and European regionals. Those will be taking place the 15th and 16th of November for EU, the 22nd and 23rd of November for NA. Tickets are available, so if you're looking to go to those, definitely get those tickets now and get ready because these teams you're seeing now are going to be competing for a very strong chance at going to the Smite World Championship, which is over $900,000 in prize pool and will be over $1 million before you know it.
Yeah, I think it was last week that we tweeted it just went over 800,000.
It was actually
you were just going to.
I've been gone for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Okay. So it was like 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks, it's going up 100,000.
Well, it's been out.
That's
I mean, we've had 6 weeks so far. We've gone up 200,000. So about 3.5 weeks, it goes up about 100,000. It's been going very strong. We've got, of course, a couple months left to go on that one, about 2.5 or 2 3/4. So into the match we go, guys. Left side of your screen will be Cognitive Red, the top of the charts, 10-2 at their score. We do have on the right side of the screen. It's going to be Thurst. Now the first ban goes to Cognitive Red. It's going to be Nemesis. The second ban will be Apollo, and first ban for Thurst is going to be Gib.
Yep, get Geb out of there.
Gib.
You don't want Ionic having that. But also, Ionic could go with the Sobek. I mean, anyone he gets, he's going to do well with. Like, the big thing right now with Cog Red is that everyone is playing fantastic. No one on this team is sucking. If you were even going to put a blame on anyone, you would say, oh, I guess Snoopy's not doing well, but he's still dominating in his own fashion. It's just... It's hard for him to get kills when you have the Boosh on your team.
Giannis banned out here up against Divios. That leaves a lot of things
on
the table
Thor?
Here for Cog Red. Thor is available. Now, we've seen Gars do a lot with more than just Thor. Nemesis is already gone here up against Thurst. The question is, what do they decide to go with here? Now, against Thurst, they're kind of all over the place with picks. They don't really have a consistent build for themselves. They decide to pick a lot of things, kind of the same way that Chunks does. They like to pick up what they're feeling for that day. So Cog Red really taking a lot of time to decide about what they want to pick here. Thor's available. Ra's available. Kuka Khan is available for Boosh. And, of course, maybe Boosh might pick it up because soon Kukan will be different.
Yeah, this has almost been the standard, right? So The Boosh with Ra always makes plays. He does it very, very well. He provides a lot of healing for his team. He also has great positioning with Ra.
Sure.
We've seen him do a 1-on-4. We've seen him do multiple plays that blew every single person's mind, and that is why they're going to lock him in. Now, option over to Thurst. You would say, okay, Wolfie will be grabbing Thor. Wolfie does not have the best record with Thor at all. I would be surprised if he actually grabs him, which then means they go for comfort picks on the side of Thurst, and then that gives Cog Red their comfort picks with giving up Thor. They have to grab Thor here, but Mercury is on the table. This isn't
Freya's
good for them.
Rom's available.
This isn't good for
Apollo's available. They're going to hover on Mercury here. Second choice will be hovered on Thanatos, and they'll both be locked in. So this is going to be a solo Mercury and a jungle Thanatos, I would imagine. Now, this means that Fusion is going to have to take that solo Mercury, and then Wolfie will have to take the Thanatos into the jungle. We'll see how it works. Now, Thor is available, and they may want to take it in the second pick here because it will be banned out in the secondary draft. So Cog Red looking to pick up Thor, and I imagine they're going to lock it in immediately. And that means that something else is available here. Apollo God means they might go for Rom, and I think they might just take it. I mean, I see a Thor-Rom double pick.
Yep. Thor, Rom. Oh, okay. A little bit of tomfoolery there for you. On her getting picked. Snoopy going with On Her. Now, On Her, a lot of play in Europe. Not a whole lot in North America, in case you guys are carrying over from the European side of things. He doesn't get too much play. And, 22.
Well, Athena's going to be locked in here for Thirst. That means that Geb is gone, and Athena is locked in. Leaves a lot of supports on the table there for Cognitive Red. Emir, Bacchus, definitely very popular as well. Kumbhakarn is still available for them, and works pretty well with Thor, of course. You can ult into the Kumbha ult, into the Yawn, into the damage, and follow up with that. So, I mean, you got Thorgar's getting ready to go here. Ra's going to be going to Boosh, and you've got On Her going to Snoopy. Now, you have Bacchus banned away, which means that you have a lot of choices here that are all around the same quality for Ionic, and kind of like that secondary tier of Guardians where they're all around the same level of competency.
I love Bacchus. I think Bacchus provides so much just because there's so many times, even at a professional level, where you're like, you get intoxicated and you see it go down and no one beats it.
Yep.
Because they think like, oh, I can so move my character. He can't have that way. And Kukulkan actually could possibly be banned here as well.
Nice choice there, forcing out the secondary picks there from Thurst. And the thing about Kukulkan is that he's very safe. He's a safe
how you
pick.
say it?
Kukulkan.
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 Is that not how I'm supposed to say it?
I think it's Kukulkan.
Kukulkan?
Kukulkan.
I have no idea. But I know you're like Mr. Say Everything Right.
Kukulkan.
Kukulkan.
I think.
But there's an L.
Kukulkan.
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 I do not trust this.
Habwa.
I do not trust this at all.
Ao Guang.
Okay. All right.
All
okay,
right.
well.
Oni locked in here for Thirst. They got their mid selection here across the way.
Is this real life?
Divios.
Is this
Divios.
real
Divios.
life?
No, that's actually going to be Eonic.
Well, it's right now. It's okay. Okay.
Not okay. It's Hades. It's not okay.
Hey, he's got a new skin. He's got a new skin coming out. All right? Record. He has something in the update, doesn't he?
No.
Okay, I made it all up. That's hell. It's hell.
It's hell. I was like, what is happening?
I don't see. I haven't seen.
Oh, it's going to be actually a solo Emir, I would imagine, with Fenrir hovered on here for Cog Red. They are going to be doing a support Fenrir solo Emir, I would imagine. Across the way, last selection for Thirst is going to be a very strong Bakasura, and he will be selected. So all 5 members on Cog Red have selected.
Change of pace. Eonic with the Ymir, so support Ymir.
Solo Fenrir.
Solo Fenrir. That is okay. I've seen it a lot just in pro games in the ranked side of things, but I just figured it was kind of like a troll. Very interested to see how this is going to work out. Now, keep in mind, Devios does have Dagars with his most safe pick of all time in Thor, so he knows he's going to be catered just a little bit. And plus, in the solo lane, I mean, he's going to be going against a Baka, so he's going to lose that fight until he gets level 5, and then it's like, here, get in my mouth.
And they're going to bring him into a tower. And I think that's going to be a really big pickup there, given the fact that Brutalize is going to stick on Bakasura, and Bakasura is going to have trouble keeping up with the damage. Also has the lifesteal and, of course, the great stun. So I'm curious to see how this Bakasura Fenrir lineup is going to go. I think they have a lot of damage here on the side of Thirst. Almost too much, realistically. They're going to be relying on Brochacho a lot for this match. Athena is going to bring this all together because you got Mercury, Bakasura, Agni, and Thanatos. All very squishy, very bursty characters. So if Thirst gets the jump on Cog Red, they have a lot of control there. But keep in mind, they've got Fenrir to disrupt, Thor to disrupt, On Her to disrupt, Emir to disrupt, and Ra to heal. And so they've got a lot of control on the side of Cog Red. So this is going to be, a little bit of the immovable object and the unstoppable force together. I mean, you got a strong, durable counter-initiation team and a very high bursty, thirsty, ratchety initiation team.
I just don't like Thanatos, right? Like, he falls off so hard after level 15. He has I had to do our little stats site there. 20% win rate. 20% in the SPL. And he's gotten a lot of play. This isn't just like, he's played like a couple games. He's played 15. So he's seen a lot of play, and he always falls off so hard. They're either going to win this game in 20 minutes or Cognitive Red is going to have their way with that.
I disagree that he falls off. I think the biggest thing about Thanatos is that his playstyle changes late game.
Well, yeah,
in the beginning, he's the burst character. And it's the same thing as old Fenrir, right? Where you build early damage and then transition to more of a bruiser late game. You can have that kind of initiation. I think Thanatos can work all game long. You just have to be changing your strategy as you go along with it. So Thanatos on Wolfie has an opportunity to do an early game burst here, especially with, honestly, Heavy Hammer's still 1,100 gold, Wolfie. I mean, you gotta give tribute with the early Heavy Hammer Thanatos before it turns into 1350 to start with.
And then you're not going to be seeing that in the jungle at all on a Thanatos ever. Now, important to note, I don't think we've seen Ionic actually play Ymir. Very curious to see how he performs with him. Obviously, Ionic doesn't really do bad ever. Period. So I'm assuming he's going to do well, but let's go ahead and take a look at our teams.
Let's look at the teams here on the screen. Cognitive Red up against Thurst, getting ready to go here. And now we're going to see on the top left, the Boosh at 507 GPM, 72, 13, and 113 with an 83% win rate. Eddie 128 and 123 for Gars. GPM is going to be 515 and 516 for Snoopy and Divios as well. And Eonic rocking 165 assists, one of the highest, if not the highest, in the SPL so far. Across the way, the numbers are not in the favor of Thurst, but they have the heart to back it up, and it's all about emotions for them. You've got 17, 57, and 30 for them, and it's going pretty rough for Fusion. You see Jaco at 24, 29, and 47, actually the highest KDA on his team, and Nero Ma has 1 kill to his name since he joined the team.
Yep. He got that 1 game in. He was coming in hot. Every time I watch Cog Red, I get like almost like a little fanboy. And, as casters, we're fans as well. So it's like, I love watching the plays and I love seeing the play potential. And every time the Boosh grabs Ra, it's like Syrian Pains on deck, baby girl. So taking a look here, that is going to be the Boosh with Ra. We have the Gars getting Thor as well. Both of them notably having 14-0 games with their respected characters recently.
The Boosh likes the number 6. He's 36, 6, and 66 on Ra right now. And
so he's basically Satan.
Almost. He's in chicken form. But we've got the first time that we've seen on her, Ymir and Fenrir played on the side of Cog Red. Fenrir solo is a little bit interesting. Across the way, you're going to see 1, 3, and 6 there for Agni. Going to be being played in the mid lane here by Jaco Malfoy. Boxer, the first time that we've seen that Fusion OP has played it this time around. I imagine he's going to be rushing that Heavy Hammer early just to get a lot of control, especially up against a Fenrir Mercury, the first time we've seen him played by Astro in this match. We'll see how this actually works out for them. I think they have a good lineup here on the side of Thurst. They have a chance here to make things work. Cog Red has really mixed up their picks. They're not playing standard, and they realize that, Thurst, you guys, we're not giving you the respect. And this is what happened in the NA Pro League kickoff land. No one gave Cog Red respect. And you know what happens when you don't respect a team? They have a chance to win.
Yeah, they destroy you. You can never sleep on any team. You always have to take it game by game, round by round, really objective by objective in this game as well. So with that said, though, we're speaking about Thanatos, right? You say his role changes late game if he doesn't get into this like weird snowball-y character. How does he change? How do you? What's the build?
There's 2 different strategies with Thanatos. We've seen the Shing build that was very popularized by him, which is heavy CDR. You go into the Warrior Tabi, you go into the Ninja Tabi, you pick up Jotun's Wrath, you throw a lot of scythes and do a lot of damage. There's also the strategy that was popularized a little bit more by Zeros, which was heavy burst, crit, high damage, lifesteal, get in their face and burst them. And I think that the CDR build is the one that falls off late game. If you start early CDR with Thanatos, eventually your damage is not really consequential, and when you throw out that scythe, no one fears you. And so it's really this idea, if you go CDR with a slow early, you're looking for the early kills. If you go for damage, you're looking for mid-game. Big group up here
speaking of damage,
for Cog Red.
Is this going to be a Gars stun? Are they even going to look at this? They have to. Yeah. Astro had to have spotted him. Cog Red throwing some new stuff here. Now, keep in mind, the chaos side of things is normally favored, and they're gonna look for this. You can see the pings going down there. They're like, guys, I think they're there. So, a little bit of grouping here, and they're really trying to get cute. They're getting super cute, but look at this. Fusion OP might be going for a blue steal if he really wants to. I mean, taking a look,
the man to do it.
He does have Hog 1 too, and the heavy hammers on the line, so he should be able to clear it relatively soon. He could do it.
I like this choice.
I like it.
You got Eat Minion. That's one of the biggest things about
Eat
Bacchus.
Minion,
Yeah. He's been. I mean, that's it. I mean, he is literally the best counter jungler in the game because he has that Eat Minion. He effectively has two-handed the gods on the minion. So he's going to actually go in and he's going to hog it right away. But we see a movement speed buff invasion possibility from Divios and Gars. They're going to elect to disregard it and go back towards the mid camp. So the blue buff will be stolen away here by Fusion. Eat Minion and come out. He's going to grab it up and grab that blue and get back to the lane. So a little bit of loss here on the side of Cog Red as that blue buff will go away. Gars is right in the mid lane. Is he looking for a rotation here? Looking for some damage, maybe a wall. Jacob Malfoy spots it out, and they're going to clear out this wave.
Well, that's a big props to Wolfie, actually, who warded that right at the beginning of the game. He got up a little bit early, and there's going to be some follow-up here from Wolfie, but he connects with the site. But he gets that ward down right there that's going to paint all that picture, so great job by him to get that down. Meanwhile, Divios actually going with the heavy hammer build as well.
Side, or right side, Divios taking a lot of damage here. Does he have a brutalize? Does he go for it? No brutalize just yet. Did he go for it? Nope. There goes the hit. Looks like he got Seething Howl first.
He needs to be a little bit careful here. He's getting very, very confident in his Fenrir play. Now, granted, you know, he's a very, very good solo laner, Divios is, but he has to respect the Baka.
Well, I think that the only reason that he has to be careful is because he doesn't have blue buff. You actually see him heading home here. You realize he's out of mana. With the blue buff gone, he's pretty much dead to rights as far as the mana pool goes and can't keep it alive. Damage buff is available here and actually going to be taken by Boosh and Gars. This is going to hurt the gold gain here a little bit by Divios as he could have swung on by and grabbed some. Fusion OP standing in the lane with that Eat Minion and the blue buff ticking. He's able to keep his HP alive for very long periods of time, whereas Divios has to use the Seething Howl, of course, his activation of his 2, which will give him lifesteal on his attacks.
Isn't this interesting? Ionic electing to go no wards, actually picking up Blink 1 very, very early. And so that's going to give them no vision. Granted, it is early. Astro almost getting taken out there by Snoopy, but he is going to be looking to initiate as much as possible, which you definitely want to do, especially when you have an on her. You got to get him involved as early as humanly possible. Here comes the blink. Here's going to be a follow-up there, and down he goes. Snoopy able to draw second blood here, and that's a big play.
Yeah, so that Hunter play from Astro, a little bit tough for him to kind of hold on to. That's the problem is that, you know, On Her Amir was one of the premier long lanes in the early stage of the closed beta in about 2012. I mean, it's so easy to just put the wall impale on top of it. I mean, that's just easy. I mean, the damage and control that On Her and Amir have together really make a big difference. So when you're going to run something like Mercury up against a kill lane like this, it's tough to be in a good position at all times, and that's why he ended up getting put out there. Also give the fact that when you play Amir against Mercury, you can block his dash, means he goes nowhere. You get the kill there. Jumping in, looking for an impale. Snoopy has level 5. Ionic has level 5. There's the Albus Frost Breath. Not going to use, but they're just pushing him into tower. Right side initiation coming out here.
And there's going to be the follow-up to Boosh already on the board here. And now Fusion OP is in a world of trouble. Regurgitate trying to do some damage. He is able to jump out of here. Will there be a follow-up? They can dive if they want. The Boosh is going to sit here. He's going to throw a laser through, but he's no worries. Divios is just going to hop on him. Take this, and you can see how much damage the archers do.
Chacho and Astro in trouble here. Needs to get away from this great rotation from Snoopy. Ionic, they have nowhere to go. Dashes forward. Ionic missed there. There's a taunt as well. Ionic coming in. Frost Breath to come out shortly here. There's the Desert Fury. There's the Frost Breath. There's the damage. Athena ultimate going to come down, but it's not going to save anything. Up in the air she goes, and right back down to the earth. Jacob Malfoy, good zone from Ionic. Here comes rotation as well. Going to dash right into him, looking for the impale. Aldo Chacho's not as weak as Snoopy was hoping he would be. Jacob a little bit weak in the way that he's kind of hesitant to initiate here.
Be careful, Snoopy.
Flame wave.
Oh, the Gars is going to come in from behind. Snoopy just baiting it here. Elbro Chacho is going to walk out of here. Uh-oh, here comes Thanatos. Wolfie is starting to make his presence felt. He is going to be taken out really very soon here as the Gars will be getting that, and he's going to be stunned. Jacob Malfoy, good rotation out of him, and notice how Snoopy didn't invest anything. His priorities shifted as soon as Jacob Malfoy came there, mainly because Athena's taking, like, no damage.
Well, it was a great zone potential there from Ionic, and Ionic really forced the issue in the way that he's willing to take the damage just to make them commit to the fight. Wolfie jumping in there very premature. That's the second death of the game, and he's going to be sitting on 1, 2, and 0. It's tough to start, and that's the thing, right? Thanatos is one of the best early game characters in the game, and so if you don't have a good early game, it's really tough to make him work transitioning into mid game.
Yeah, that's the main. You have to just really crush with Thanatos. And if you're not going to get a kills, you have to be a part of everything as possible. But CDR Boots coming out for the Boosh. You know, we've seen him really stack the CDR here on Raw, and it's always very, very effective, just mainly because of his presence. But Snoopy electing to go Transcendence.
Yeah, he's got that early gain, and I think that really works for a character like On Her. It allows him to use more abilities because the Impale is such a powerful ability. You have the built-in penetration. You also have the built-in damage. On the right side, Divio is popping the ultimate, running away. The power of Fender is active. Going to pick up Wolfie, bring him along. Athena ultimate on top as well. Baka ultimate damages huge. Silence comes out. Big burst. Divio over the wall. Fusion. Nowhere to go. The tower. It's still ticking.
Oh, the Boosh, the rotation.
The damage from the Olympian Archer takes
Siri
him out.
Payne's online. Rest in peace. Oh my God, Wolfie barely getting out of there. Brochacho now, a lot of damage. Athena is so strong. No follow-up there at all. Finally, Wolfie's able to get a kill here on Ionic. And now here comes Dagars. Dagars going to be going for the tower dive. He's going to be taunted. That's a bad play. Dagars might go down. Oh my God, they got a little greedy in Thurst.
A little?
Taking
a little?
A little.
That was a little? That's the Wolf on Wall Street right there. That is just pure.
Hey, man, you always gotta spin it positively.
So what happened there is we saw a good rotation. Thanatos had a good ultimate there. Enoch dropped too low from the tower, and I think that it was just a little too much there. Divios was able to survive by dashing away. Fusion take way too much damage from the tower, and of course he will fall to the archers. Thanatos was able to get the ultimate off on Enoch and finish him off, and I think just came to the fact that Brochacho's been on point with these taunts. I mean, the second he spins up with the Berserker Barrage, he interrupts it with the taunt, and that's the thing, right? You can't dive an Athena because taunt is such a powerful ability.
Yeah, the taunt is really what changed everything there. But in the same regard, I mean, Searing Pain barely didn't kill Wolfie and almost killed. I think it did a lot of damage to
Athena. To the right side, picking up the Bakasura. Oh, he didn't go for Brutalize there. Interesting.
Yeah, right. He's kind of letting him go. I think he's trying to bait this.
Left side looking for Astro, dashing away, looking for the Impale, not going to find it here. Mid-camp left side will go to Cog Red. Look at the itemization. You can see that Ionic has his Midas Boots complete, but so does El Brochacho across the way. No Hog 3s picked up just yet, but Ionic does have his Blink for the initiation with that Frost Breath. Gars?
There's no way.
What is the build?
I don't.
Heavy Hammer into Boots 1 into Bumba's Mask here. Very interesting start for him.
I think he really just wants to start splitting the camps here. I mean, camp splitting is very, very big. And
I think he just wants the MP5.
You think so?
Yeah.
It's a possibility. He does have to be careful. Wolfie's going to
come
come here.
On the right side, looking for the damage on Cars. Can't find it. Hammer comes out. There goes the damage on the backswing. Needs a little Berserker Barrage to finish him off. Dashing away. Thanatos with the silence. Thor wants it. Gars up in the air looking for the dunk. Can he find it? He's going to find it on the backside. No, he misses on Fusion. Berserker Barrage.
Oh, it's not every day that we see Thor go down. Wow. Boosh is taking a lot of damage. Brilliant play. He's finally going to be taken out. Divios now is here as well. Ionic has to walk back into this one. Will he be able to get this done on Jacob Malfoy? He's going to have to. Divios still living. And Ionic doing a lot of damage here, but oh my God, Divios, you're crazy. He is able to get one. Can he get the second? Brochacho? Not enough damage from you. The wall's there. Good job with the dash. And oh my God, he dives. Divios, you are a psycho right now. Why would he? They're so greedy.
My face right now is just contorted in so many different directions with the fact that Divios went for that kill after the fact. Like that hurt my essence, just the purity of my soul.
I didn't see it coming.
Oh my God, the aggression coming out here, and you can see that Cog Red just wants to exchange blows, which is great.
Clearly,
because look at it, Cog Red has a better early game. And the late game for Thurst is very strong, but they don't really have as much of a team fight. So Cog Red is really forcing as many fights as they can, because if they make it to mid-game where they know Snoopy has been farming effectively, they know Gar's been farming effectively, they know Divios has a lot of gold as well, plus they heal from Ra, if they can shut down the early gold gain from Thurst with a hyper carry like Mercury, with a late game carry like Bakasura, if they shut that down and then Thanatos falls off, they're in good shape.
Oh my God. I still can't believe he did that. But the Boosh right now, taking a look here, he's sitting on 1190 in hand. And taking a look at the experience and the gold, we're seeing Cog Red up by about 2,200 experience and 1,100 gold. So nothing too
crazy. The right side, looking for the dunk, going to find Divios. There goes the hit. Athena ultimate on top as well. Divios has nowhere to go. He's going to fall here. That was a beautiful gank. That was textbook.
Dude, they're doing very, very well. I mean, the Baka on Fusion, he seems very, very comfortable with Bakasura. And, you know, it's so funny because Baka is so strong and so many people sleep on him. And then all of a sudden now it's like, oh, it's week 5. Oh, yeah, Baka still is really, really good. Just like Vamana.
Well, the Gold Fury is starting up here by Snoopy. Baited
Snap.
out. Looking for the hit. There's a knock. There's a Frost Breath as well. Ultimate going to come out. Force Wolfie here. Damage on Jacob Malfoy. Boosh looking for the follow-up. Flame Wave on top. Searing Pain going to land. The bomb will land as well. Looking for Wolfie in the jungle is Snoopy. Chasing him down. Scythe going to miss. Desert Fury through the wall. He's painting a picture,
Cars
but
is
no one's
taken to
watching.
the sky as well. This might be Astro here. Astro's going to get locked up, and then he's going to toss him, and down he goes.
Nice
Well,
taunt.
there's not going to be any follow-up here on Brochacho. Oh, they're going for this.
Frost Breath body block. The collapse. The
Holy hell!
Warcraft 3 body blocking. I love it. And takes him on out there. That's how you work as a team, ladies and gentlemen. Use your body. And there is the Gold Fury going to be taken out here for Cognitive Red. Thurst had nowhere to go. They're going to get the right side tower as a
they do lose
consolation
the tower.
prize, but 500 gold does not equal the loss of 2 teammates and a Gold Fury.
And on top of that, they're going to be losing their entire jungle pretty much. Wolfie's going to see this. He knows he can't follow up at all. And now Snoopy is going to have this entire wave to eat as well. So that's a lot of gold Snoopy's going to be walking into as well. He's sitting on 1,300 after this is all done. He's going to have a lot more. He's going to come back with quite the pretty item.
Well, they're going to be pushing up towards the mid tower here, looking for some kind of consolation, some kind of safety, some safe haven, but there's nowhere really for them to go here. Thurst, of course, the sovereignty is almost done for both supports here. More close on the side of Eonic. 0-2 and 6 currently has that blink. Divios looking like he's going towards a possible executioner, I would imagine. Works very well with Fender, who can apply it through the Brutalize. Of course, we do have Snoopy with the Transcendence and Boots for penetration done, and Boosh has finished his Warlock Sash literally as I'm in the middle of this sentence. Wolfie up in the air. The ultimate be primed up here. Watch the ultimate response. They're going to land on top. There goes damage. Divios is gone.
Shredded.
And that's going to work as a clockwork attempt for them every minute.
Wolfie's playing very well. He's hitting a lot of the big scythes. You know, he's crashing down with Hovering Death and just destroying with that scythe instantly. Uh-oh. Gars might be in some trouble here as Athena taunt is actually going to barely miss. And now he is going to go ahead and rotate over. He's going to get the stun. Is there going to be a follow-up here? Jacob Malfoy should be able to contest this very easily and just kind of disengage. They do have to be careful. Fusion OP is lingering around here. But Eonic, he sniffed that out.
Ooh, 226 per auto attack from Snoopy, pushing Astro into a corner here. Fusion OP does have that fatality, so you can see him skipping Boots early just for the early little bit of movement speed and the fact that he can stick to his target quite effectively. Divios, of course, did go for that Executioner for the penetration that stacks up through the Brutalize and allows him to control the lane. A lot of actives being picked up here from Cog Red just due to their gold lead, and spending it on actives is always a good choice for them.
For sure.
We do see ultimates available on the side of Cog Red, only 3 available on the side of Thirst. Bombs on Gars. Gars backing away, avoiding the flame wave, and back in the jungle he goes.
Yeah, he wasn't into too much trouble there, and it's getting to the point now where Gars really needs to finish out his Jotuns. That's when we see Thor really start to destroy everything. You know, he goes Jotuns into, you know, Shifter Shield, depending on how the game's going for him, and every time he's crushing down, he's just shredding protections, and he's doing a lot of physical damage.
Well, he's tied for 9th most farm in the game right now with Gars, and he's just looking to use that heavy hammer early. Damage onto Astro, forcing away. Berserker Bro's going to come out. Oh, nice taunt again. Man, Brochacho's on point with those. Snoopy finished him off there with the shot. Gars double Frost Breath, looking for Brochacho. There's the slow coming out. A few more shots coming through the wall again. And Mirror ultimate in case. Then it's
no!
It's going to go away.
Where did you come from?
Away. Gars getting forced out of the fight here as Jaco looks for the follow-up. They can't find it. Wolfie is in hot pursuit, but his pursuit is about to be stifled here by Boosh. Silence coming out here. The ultimate on top. Brochacho's coming out of the well. Full HP, full man, looking for the dash. Can't find it. Divios, and of course on the right side, Fusion OP battling for that movement speed buff, but that will be secured.
Wow. I gotta say, Wolfie, you are playing fantastic. 5-3-3. The player damage he has done, though, is 7,600. He is destroying. He has the most in the game. Now, this is the Wolfie, like, everyone kind of wants to see, right? Like, pretty big fan base as well. Like, everyone wants to see Wolfie do well, and he's been kind of slacking so far in the SPL.
Fusion OP solo in the right lane by Divios. Didn't even need to use the ultimate there. That was just the Frostbound, the Heavy Hammer slow going to full use there. There's the Hand of the Gods. There goes the clear. He should be okay to make this one come down. But you're exactly right. I mean, this is what Thanatos does. And this is the CDR build that was popularized by Xing back near the launch tournament time and the qualifiers that followed after that. Is that just getting as much CDR out of it and popping that Death Scythe over and over. But it also allows you to use your ultimate more often. Brings the ultimate cooldown down just a little bit and allows you to get around the map more often. Right side tower will be falling. Keep in mind that as Wolfie gets more levels, his ultimate will execute at a higher amount of HP, up to the max rank at 40% execute. A huge gain for his team.
It's just insane. Ionic, a lot of deep wards here coming out of the guys in Cog Red. And we're kind of just saying this is going to be a wait for the Harpies. Meanwhile, Snoopy having no problem at all with Astro. Astro does have the golden bow, and he actually had to go into beads 3. So he's having a very, very difficult time handling Snoopy. The difference in gold, 6,400 in Astro, 8,500 in Snoopy's hand.
Sovereignty done on both supports. We do have Hog 3 done on both supports as well. You're not going for the counter wards, and El Borchacho keeping himself alive with the multi-potion and standard ward. Wolfie looking like he's going to be going for a Witchblade. I actually like this choice. I mean, you're up against Thor on her, Fenrir, all going to be relying on their auto attacks. Even Ionic will be relying on his auto attacks somewhat for extra little bits of damage. So I like the fact that he has it, and given the fact that, I mean, you're going up against 3 very heavy physical damage dealers. You got Thor on her and Fenrir up against you. Physical protection from the Witchblade will keep him alive for long periods of time. But I mean, you're exactly right. I mean, Astro level 13, level 16 for Snoopy. It's a pretty easy lane for Snoopy here on forward.
Yeah, and we might even see a little bit more pressure here as Snoopy's actually going to back. I thought they were going to potentially group maybe for Gold Fury. They don't really have the coverage, and Ionic does have to be quite careful here. They have the ability to follow this up as the taunt's going to come in. There's going to be another stun. Wolfie's going to follow up. This should be a Scythe as well. In comes a heal from the Boosh, and that's going to basically say, okay, guys, we don't want any piece of this, which actually buys Cog Red a lot of time to come here. Thor doesn't have to waste his ultimate, and now this is going to be a good contention. Meanwhile, Divios hanging out in the short lane, just farming up.
Well, Snoopy's got his Aussie here for attack speed as well as a little bit of penetration and life still to combo well with that Transcendence. Going to get a lot of damage. Guard's going to wear up the Gold Fury, but a good rotation from Wolfie and Bochacho will force him out. Lollipop's ultimate, he's silenced. He's got the hammer. He's going to do some damage here up against Astro. Berserker Rouge coming out, forcing the fight. He knows his teammates right there. The hammer gets interrupted, popping ultimate in time. Thanos coming down, going to miss. The execute was not in range. Desert Fury going to finish. Astro jumping up the wall is going to be Snoopy. Very careful engagement here for Thirst. They have to look for the kill in the back lane. Wolfie dropping low. He's got nothing left to give. Roz on his case here. Boosh is looking for the follow-up. Can he get away from this one? There goes Brutalize coming out. He will be finished off here.
Oh my God, look at Snoopy.
Diving here. Bogasur's on top. There goes the Impale. The taunt will secure it.
Great taunt.
And Snoopy going rogue.
I don't know where. I don't even know how Snoopy got there. I completely lost him in that. But this is going to be a Gold Fury. Unless for some reason Fusion decides to get Froggy, in which case Cog Red has no problem leaping on him. They are going to push us down a little bit here. You can see the mid Harpies right side are going to be getting ready to come up very soon. And this should be a tier 1 mid tower.
Well, the Gold Fury is already dead. Good control from Cog Red means this is all available. The heal from Ra will keep them alive. We see Fusion standing in the way, but there's nothing he can really do about this. Jacob Malfoy is going for a... Is he going for a... Is it what? I mean, I guess he's going to be going for Divine Ruin. I mean, that's pretty much all he can go for.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, it's going to stop down the Raw, right?
Yeah, it'll stop down the Raw, which is good to do. Uh-oh. Gar's able to get one. This is a great wall. Oh, Brochacho still staying alive, though. Agni, oh, Wolfie, brilliant play to come diving in, hovering death, doing a lot of damage. As soon as he gets unstunned, he can't hit a Scythe. Ionic might fall here as well. Gars is able to get one. Will Ionic be able to do it? Great wall. He shields himself off. The silence. Gars now still all up in the mix. He has no help. Oh, actually, yes, he does. There's the Boosh in the back. The great heal. And look at this slugfest. Wolfie wants no piece of that pie.
Hogs for the heal, but doesn't get any of them. Now turning back into the fight, needs to land the Death Scythe, misses it.
Oh, no!
Had to land that so desperately, and with that miss, of course, brings his HP down a little bit lower. Cost 5% of the HP, if I recall correctly, to reduce his HP down. Didn't get the heal from the follow-up, and of course, he didn't get the Hog there. So 2 mistakes in a row from Wolfie will just guarantee his death, and he will be buried.
It's really tough going against Gars, especially when he's on Thor. But when you have that. When you have your main god in your hands, you're so comfortable. You get a little bit more confident, and you start dueling. You buy into your strafe a little bit, and you believe that you're going to beat him. And so you stay in the fight a little bit longer, and that's really what we saw there is Wolfie just came out a little bit short.
Well, I mean, he had the Witch Blade, which helps him with the physical protection. He's got the move speed and attack speed. He can keep up with Gars pretty effectively, but I think he just really was hoping to get the Hog on the minions to heal up. Of course, will help out a lot. Not only does it allow him to heal up with the Death's Toll hit, but also allows him to use his passive, which of course heals him when he gets the last hit on a minion, or really gods as well. So he's hoping to get that Death Sight for the heal and then follow up with a Silence and then prevent him.
The Boosh getting out of there unscathed. As Draco Malfoy is going to miss everything on him. The damage buff's going to be there. They're going to be grouping for it. Wolfie, is he going to get caught here? That's going to be a great wall. Snoopy's going to be there. He's going to take to the sky, hovering death. Baka is going to be here as well, though. Fusion OP has rotated. This is going to be a big fight.
Ultimate coming out. Wolfie dropping low here. Ultimate coming out from Amir. Not going to be enough to finish him off here. Mercury Ultimate. Can it buy time? Fusion's looking for the same target damage onto Snoopy. Snoopy gets taunted in. Athena doing so much that actually Predator strikes to take him down there. Brochacho with amazing taunt so far. Fusion will die. Half HP is the boost. Needs the heal. Damage from Thanatos. Death Scythe might come out. There's a Silence. There's a Death Scythe healing him up. Gets the last hit as well. Still alive. Brochacho going home. The story of these fights is Brochacho. These taunts are out of this world.
It's not even only that. It's like his positioning. Everything is great from Brochacho, and he's able to force everyone out of the team fight. I mean, Snoopy jumped into the fight, and Brochacho saw that and just pushed him out of it. He doesn't have to worry about his carries because they're all the way in the back, and he's just going to keep pushing him out of the fight. And Brochacho playing very well. I mean, at the same sense, Wolfie 8-5-2. He has now done 14,000 player damage. Draco Malfoy constantly showing how Agni is played using the Noxious Fumes. He has 15,000. He has the most in the game.
And he's also going for a Divine Ruin. So once he finishes that, he's going to have a lot of AoE damage, and of course the fact that everything he does is AoE, he'll be able to apply that Divine Ruin passive to everyone in the enemy team and reduce the healing done by the Ra. Now, we do see a Winged Blade coming out here for El Brochacho, Adventurer's Blade. Going to be finishing that shortly and going into, I would imagine, a Winged Blade and have that finish. Of course, there's a lot of slows on the side of Cog Red. Not as many as most teams, but enough. And of course, you got the slow from the Obelisk there on her. You got the Ra slow. You've got the slow from Amir, which lasts a very long time.
And thinking back to that last fight, Cograd didn't have Divios, right? Divios was kind of split pushing-ish as best as, Fenrir can do. And now he has a Rune-Forged Hammer, so that's going to mitigate a lot of damage. They're going to have an answer for that.
Well, he's got it. He's also got the Witch Blade, which gives him a little more physical protection to convert into more damage. And again, you look across the way, you've got Thanatos, Bakasur, and Mercury. A lot of single-target physical damage that he's going to be avoiding once he jumps in. And that's kind of what happens with Fenrir, is he gets built into a bruiser more mid and late, just because he starts to have to jump into team fights. There's a lot of AoE damage. We do see the Winged Blade picked up here from El Brochacho, going to avoid a lot of the slows. Initiation coming out here.
And Fenrir is going to be able. They're going to be able to lock him up.
Ult.
Divios is really waiting. He's taking a lot. His health is just going to get shredded. In comes Wolfie again. Fusion OP getting one. That's going to be 2 members down. If they continue to push, this is basically a fire giant as Dagars is going to come in. There's going to be one. He's going to turn on Wolfie. Snoopy's going to be here as well. Snoopy's going to be silenced, though.
Snoopy has to survive.
Snoopy, Desert Fury. Oh, my God. He just cut right through him. Brochacho's going to be there as well. Snoopy trying to do damage to him. The taunt.
Snoopy has to survive. He can't die here. That's their damage from single target. Now it's up to Gars to finish this off. Needs to get the hammer. There goes the wall. There goes
Great
the
ice carpet.
Brochacho's going to avoid the hit from Emir. Does he have a hammer? Needs to get it. There goes the hit. One more will do it, and Gars cleans up the fight. Quadra kill for Gars, missing that single kill that Snoopy got onto Fusion OP. The Fire Giant's available, but there's no personnel in place to take it, and they're going to take that fight. And that's the problem, right? Thurst got a good initiation, but when you're this far behind and you have, a fight where there's no real damage in it from Cog Red, you got to be careful about how long you stay, right? Because Snoopy and Gars came late. So they got a little bit of a lead, right? They took out Divios, but Divios is not their main source of damage, so they need to be careful about how long they stick in fights once they get that. I mean, they could have killed Divios, they could have killed Ionic, and then gotten out.
The Shifter Shield. Shifter Shield. So much damage coming out of it. And now Gars is working towards that Titan's Bane. So that's going to be good. Wolfie finally starting to work and throws a little bit of magical protection in there. Magi's blessing will be very, very good for him as well. But, I mean, Wolfie's still doing good. He's getting into the fight. He's using Hovering Death almost as like a follow-up to the initiation. And he's going in there and he's silencing everyone, which is why we're seeing the Booch get taken out. You know, normally we see the heel go throw down, and then we see a little laser, and then maybe he gets off the Searing Pain. We haven't seen him get off many Searing Pains in these big team fights, which is a main reason why they're not coming out on top necessarily as cleanly as they want.
Well, they got Divine Ruin, which prevents the heals, of course, and also they fall up there with the Thurst ultimate, keeps them at that threshold longer. Gold Fury is going to be taken out here by Divios and Snoopy. The Fire Giant area is being held down by 3 members from Cogreb. Thurst has no idea that Gold Fury was taken, but they do see that Divios is on the left side of the map, and they're going to see on her shortly as he jumps up the wall. So they're going to go for this left side tower, but it does leave the Fire Giant available.
Wolfie might need to be a little bit careful.
If I were Thurst, I would just jump on this. This is a chance.
Yeah,
There's a double taunt. There's the shield wall. There's the damage from them. The great wall from Ionic slows them down on their initiation, though. Boost from behind, looking for the Searing Pain. Does he have it? Through the wall, maybe? Nope. Fusion OP going to come from behind. Gar's in trouble here. Going to jump down from the ultimate, looking for Dunk.
He got out of there. And meanwhile, here comes the split push. So they're going to contest with the Fire Giant. This is going to be an open Phoenix. It's going to be a little bit of a rush. Searing Pain waiting for it. Fusion OP trying to do everything. Yep, you bite off too much for you to chew, buddy. As Gar's is going to make you pay for that. There's going to be one. Will they be able to get it? No. Gar's able to get one. There's going to be no follow-up. Ionic ends up walling off himself.
Is here looking for the follow-up on Wolfie. Brutalizes almost in range. There it goes. Brutalize.
Oh, Snoopy, surprise!
Astro runs away at full speed, but there goes the hit. Impale takes him out, and now Brutalize has nowhere to go. Body blocked again.
Oh,
the proximity is
heartbreaking.
too much, and now the right Phoenix exposed. They have no Fire Giant, but they definitely have the fight here. They're looking for the right side. Phoenix going to take it up and take turns on that one. The Rock Heel will come back up, and they'll be able to keep themselves alive. And it's just Jaco for the defense.
That is so heartbreaking. Amazing rotation coming out of Divios and Snoopy. You know, they pushed that Phoenix, and then they rotated, and they hid right behind the blue. So it was like, oh, yeah. By the way, here I am with Desert Fury. You have no more health.
Well, the left Phoenix got taken out in that process. Of course, Divios and Snoopy were able to take that one down. They rotated and they cleaned up the fight, and they got the right Phoenix. So even though they got the Fire Giant, it only still remains on Jaco Malfoy, and now they have no Phoenixes standing down here. So the downside here is we saw Jaco Malfoy go into Divine Ruin and then buy a magical potion, which he has on his person right now, which means that once that falls off, leaning on the back end of picking up a Divine Ruin, his damage is going to be severely limited. He is now farther behind than he ever was in this match as far as damage output, and his DPS is going to be ignored by large there by Cognitive Red. But looking at the charts here, I mean, we've got 13,000 golden lead, 19,000 experience, and Thorgar's, if you press Control T here on the screen, Thorgar's is top kills, top gold, top damage for his team.
Just for the record, in case you guys were wondering, there's not a single level 20 on Thurst. There is 4 for Cogreb. That's a nightmare.
That's the 19,000 experience lead. That's what's going to happen. This in the mid lane looking for Wolfie. Can they find it? This is tough for Thurst. I honestly wouldn't even defend this tier 2 tower. Now, they do know that they're split. Divios is not there. We know that they don't. Actually, the ward's in their own jungle. We'll see that Garz is coming through, but will they even try to go for it is the question. But try to take a little bit of damage from the hammer. They know the hammer's down, but he's got Magic's Blessing to avoid the taunt. Berserker Barrage. Oh, man.
He's a madman. Gar's angry. Gar's wants kills, and now he's going to take to the sky. He's going to wait for his teammates to follow up. Here comes Ionic. Ionic throwing down the ice carpet. This guarantees them the tier 2, which is going to be good. And now here comes the follow-up. Gar's going to be all up in the middle of the action. No barrage, though. And finally, he's going to be there. Fusion's going to be able to take him down. Snoopy's going to get one. Devios all the way in the backline. Surprise! He's waiting to use his ultimate, and there's just so much damage going down. Asher's going to get taken out. Next is Soupy. I know, I'm going to eat you.
Double kill for Divios. The Titan is exposed. It's looking like the end of the match here, Gandhi, as Cogred's coming in 34-20. Thurst had a fantastic lead in the beginning. They got a lot of kills in and put their pot shots into Cogred, but when it all came down to it, the early game control was not there. Their Hunter had no damage dealt. We saw Astro 0-9 on that Mercury, and of course, overall, Astro dropped 8,200 damage, which is going to be the third least in the entire game. So they did not have that activation. It just came down to the fact that Ionic worked so well with Snoopy in the long lane that they didn't have that late game physical damage.
Yeah. I'm not a mathematician, but when your Hunter doesn't put up any kills, that's traditionally a problem.
Unless you're playing golf.
What?
0 with golf is great. Low numbers?
I said no.
Yeah, if you're playing golf, it's great to have low score.
I said no kills.
Yeah.
I said Hunter.
Yeah, but what if you finish a game of golf without swinging the club?
Then you didn't play golf.
But you won.
No, you...
Yeah, you did.
No, because you never played.
This is
You have to at
this is
least-
too much fun. This is too much fun. Let's look at the quadra kill here
I
for
hate
Gar's
you.
that last little fight as Connie's brain melts into mush as they're heading on into there here. Look at the play here. And he plays this very cautiously. This is kind of an interesting fight. Now he's going to actually catch 2 of them, 3 of them inside of that one. Here goes the dunk. Double stun. Look for the damage here on follow-up. Going to find Astro. Now following up on Thanatos. Look for the hit. Basic attack, basic attack. He's unrelenting. He never gives up. Now, Snoopy, of course, going to solo Fusion OP on the right side with that Desert Fury. Now, the hammer on top. He stuns out Jaco and then goes for Wolfie. Double kill so far. Waits for the damage. Walks to the flame. Uses the hammer. Waits. Moves over. Jumps on top. Going to follow up here. This is going to be a Berserker Barrage after the fact. And then they can go for the kill on Brochacho. Now, watch this. He goes through the wall. Swings twice. Gets the kill. 1, 2.
That is what you call persistence. Persistence is key, especially with Thor. But honestly, like, it's at the point now where you gotta ban Thor.
Do you?
It's been there.
So you don't ban Raw? You don't ban Giannis?
I think overall, Thor has such a global presence that why not get rid of him?
Yeah.
Then he has to rely on someone else, right? Like Raw is okay to let slip through. Okay, you're gonna have to deal with that. You can build against that. Thor, it's a nightmare.
It is,
especially with the Gars.
It really is.
That's how I'm looking
11-4-9, dropping 24,000 damage himself, but that was a fantastic match across the way. Thurst really putting their numbers and putting their shots and showing that they deserve to be in the Smite Pro League so far, and Cog Red coming out ahead towards the end of that match. And of course, we'll be moving on into the next matchup of today and closing out the day finally and seeing who can pull out ahead of the matchup between the one and only Dig.
This is a big one.
Versus
Snipe.
Snipe.
This is for all the marbles. And by that I mean really it would just shake everything up. Snipe would then go up into the number 2 spot at 9-5, and then Dig would be 8-5. It would be
one match apart.
Yeah, one match. It'd be really big.
That's going to be it for us, guys. We're going to cut to a brief break. We'll be right back. We're going to be here in about 14 minutes or so. At the top of the hour, you'll see the final match today, Dignitas versus Snipe. They're second and third place so far, and they're definitely fighting for that second place slot. We'll cut to a brief break, and we'll see you soon.